Today we're going to be talking about some of the myths and misconceptions and misunderstandings surrounding witchcraft. I think some things are born out of fear from religions and people who fear the unknown, and witchcraft is kind of mysterious. So I think some things are sort of out of that fear. Some of these myths come out of, for some reason, I feel like some witches want to act as gatekeepers and keep other people out, and I'm not really sure what the reasoning behind that is, but I think some of these myths come from that. And then some of them are things that we tell ourselves, just things that we feel inadequate for whatever reason, and so we feel like we're not good enough, so we tell these myths about things that will make us feel more like witches. So there's a whole bunch of different things we're going to talk about, but I just want to make sure we are all on the same page. Some of these other myths that we've heard, and actually I've heard asked in this group as well, or in my personal email. I've gotten these questions before, so I just wanted to clear the air. We're all here, and this will be an opportunity for all of us to kind of get on the same page about some of these myths. And of course, there are different perspectives even when it comes to these things, so this is my understanding of witchcraft. The next myth, and it's kind of goes along with the Instagram one. Sorry it's so dark, you guys. It's cloudy and rainy today, so I hope it looks spooky. But this kind of goes along with the having a photo ready practice, and it's that you don't need to buy all of the stuff. So you might want all of the stuff. All of it is very aesthetically pleasing and beautiful. So you might want to get all of this stuff, but you don't have to get all the witchcraft stuff. If you are interested in learning about crystals, get yourself one crystal. Figure out what it means to you, or maybe two, and learn as you go. And if you are interested in learning about tarot, start with one deck. You don't need to have all of the decks. You can buy one at a time. Once you learn that one, you can move on and see if you're interested in growing and learning other imagery styles or moving into Oracle. Or you could get, Oracle and Tarot at the same time. But you don't need to buy all of the stuff out at once. Figure out what you want to focus on and start there. And then the other part of this is that you don't need to buy all of the things in general. You don't need to have all of the tools. A lot of things can be found around your home, especially like herbs. You can find a lot of the herbs in your pantry. And you can also find some of these plants if you go out into nature, as long as you are collecting responsibly and you're allowed to collect in that area. You can collect some of these herbs in nature. You can use rocks from your driveway are just as powerful as a crystal. I know it's not as beautiful necessarily, but you can use all these other things that you can find. You can use, instead of buying a beautiful magic wand to start with, you can just use a twig, or you can make your own. And if you look at old magic spell books and grimoires that from our ancestors long time ago, they often made use with what they had. There wasn't capitalism trying to cash in on anything that people will pay for like there is today. We have a great example is that witch kit that came out recently. That was capitalism in the works. Witchcraft is becoming more popular, so now they're trying to sell you on it and sell you all of these things. And the other part of it is that when you tack a word like witch onto something, automatically they can charge you twice as much for it. So you don't have to buy the witch cauldron. You can use a cast iron skillet, and they have little ones that you can get that are not as expensive. And I know that's not necessarily what you want to hear. And of course, buy those things if you want them. If you want the perfect cauldron with the little pentagram on it, or whatever it is that you're longing for, of course get it if you want it. Just don't feel the pressure of having to have it all at once to feel like you're a witch, because oftentimes making things yourself is actually going to add more power to it, or turning something that you found at a thrift store into your magical tool is going to add more power to it because you named it that thing. You added your power to it by naming it your cauldron or naming it your magic wand versus someone else who's trying to sell you on witchcraft, naming it that, if that makes sense. So you don't have to buy all the things all at once. You don't have to buy the specific witch thing, and you can use what you have, is basically what I'm trying to say.